Mr. Speaker, to the bill.
To the bill.
House 3234 is a much-needed technical fix to a civil commitment law passed in the mid-19th century. It seeks to update the 1862 law and Oregon's more modern laws. It does so in a couple of key ways. First, the bill prohibits courts from committing a minor with an intellectual or a developmental disability without the consent of a parent or guardian. Second, the bill requires that a person to be determined eligible for developmental disability services as a condition for commitment. Third, it removes the requirement that a person undergo a new diagnostic evaluation related to continued commitment after their initial 12 months. Lastly, it authorizes the agency to delegate responsibilities to support services, brokerage, as well as community developmental disability services. The first change brings the statute more in line with the modern law and agency practices. The commitment process for minors is all voluntary, requiring the parent or guardian to start the process. The agency lacks the ability to commit the minor without the parent or guardian, and this change reflects that. The second change brings the statute into line with modern funding policy. In order for the commitment to be funded by Medicaid program, to the person committed must be diagnosed with an intellectual or developmental disability. And the third change brings the statute in line with modern medical knowledge. The additional diagnostic evaluations are unnecessary since a person with an intellectual or developmental disability is unlikely to change. These additional evaluations put additional financial burden on the agency. The last change brings the statute in line with modern agency practices. Support services, brokerages already used by the agency, and the changes brings it into law. I urge you to support yes on this bill.
Further discussion, Representative Kate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the bill?
To the bill.
Colleagues, I support this bill, but I would be remiss to not mention how alarmed I am by this body's seeming lack of consistency for how we apply requirements for or waivers of parental consent. Parental consent, in my eyes, is a critical parental right. But why do issues like House Bill 3234 rise to the level we would require parental consent